Howdy y'all, Chris Bowen here for County Kitchen and Meat Off the Bone. Welcome back. Today, well, it's a Monday, and I was talking to my friend this weekend about how he made biscuits. Like it could be like buttermilk biscuits or flaky self-rise biscuits, and he kind of showed me some pictures on Facebook on how he made biscuits. And I was like, you know what? They didn't look bad. They didn't. So I got myself thinking, I wonder what mine would look like. Because I can't remember. I might have done a video on this like a while ago. If I have, let me know. But I don't remember. So I'm gonna try my hand at homemade biscuits. I'm gonna do the buttermilk, which would be homemade buttermilk. I'm gonna show you how to do that too. So Christopher Polly, good looking out. You know, you gave me a good idea today. So I'm gonna harp on you for the duration of this video, and you know who you are, and thanks. Anyway, let's start here. The ingredients that you will need are definitely minimal. I mean, if you have buttermilk, use buttermilk, but I don't have buttermilk. I have whole milk here, and I have 1 teaspoon of vinegar. Regular rice vinegar works. You can use any type of vinegar. I don't use the apple cider because I really don't want the sourness of the apple in it. So I just use regular vinegar and pour it in the milk. The milk will actually start to curdle, so you whisk it up really, really well. And there you have it. You have homemade buttermilk. See how it's getting thick? See how thick it's got? Yeah, well, welcome to buttermilk. Anyway, we're gonna need 2 cups of flour, 1.5 teaspoons of salt, 1 teaspoon of baking soda. My little secret, we need, I think, 2 whole sticks of butter, which I have freezing in the freezer, because the harder the butter, the easier it is to grate. Yes, we're going to be grating butter today, and I'm going to show you why here in a second. Chris, pay attention, because I think this is where you've messed up. All right. I'm down here. Into my trusty freezer I go. That's the refrigerator. Voila. I'm not going to show you what's in my freezer. It's a nightmare in there, trust me. All right. I'm gonna put the milk aside. I'm going to show you how I do things. Get a regular bowl. You'll probably want gloves unless you want butter all over your hands. But yes, use frozen butter if you can, if not, as cold as possible. Good. And grate away, just like cheese. A lot of the recipes will say to cut the butter into cubes and then use a fork to mush the butter. Well, that could work, sure, but as the butter gets churned into the flour, it melts and it becomes a little bit too doughy, and it doesn't rise as well as I like. So what I do is I use a grater and only use half the butter to incorporate to the flour now, and then once I put the milk in and make it into a dough, I'll use the other half of the butter to fold. That way I have a definite amount of unmelted butter flakes imbued inside the dough as it cooks, and it will actually rise. It'll help the dough itself rise, so you get really, really nice flaky layered biscuits. Chris, you might want to like break out something to write with, you know. Go ahead and take notes. I'm playing with him. He knows. I like his idea, and his biscuits did look good. I have to hand him that. They did. I'd eat them. All right. All right. Now since it's like 125 degrees in this kitchen, I'm gonna go ahead and take one of my gloves off. I'll hold the camera. I'll put this back in the freezer. All right. Now we take our homemade buttermilk. Oh, actually, I'm sorry, not yet. I'm gonna go ahead and mix in the dry ingredients with before the wet, just to get them incorporated correctly. Put the salt in. Put the baking soda in. I know I just had this in the, but I don't care. And whisk it up. And yes, this is 2 cups of all-purpose flour. If you want to add a little pepper or a little bit of seasoning, maybe some garlic pepper, if you like, or even cheese would actually go well with this type of biscuit. If you ever go to Long John Silver's or Red Lobster or something like that, they have the cheddar biscuits. This is kind of how they make it. All right, now add the cream, or shall I say the buttermilk. Looks like cream, doesn't it? And stir. Now that was 1 cup of of buttermilk to 2 cups of flour, so this is not gonna stir well. So what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna start using my hands. And that's where this comes in. Trusty old sheet tray. Get another glove on. All right. What you want to do is you want to kind of fold and knead the dough mixture together. All right. Now it's looking kind of wet, but it'll be all right. Try to incorporate all that flour in. It will be a little bit messy. Just giving you a heads up. Get off my gloves. See, as soon as you put the butter in, the little bit of butter that does melt will get on your gloves, and the dough won't stick to it, like hardly at all. You'll see. Take about half the butter. And start kneading it in. One good thing about these YouTube videos that I make no qualms on trying to make stuff look better than it actually is. This is what it really looks like in real life. Like if you try this at home, this is what it's going to look like. And it's not the neatest dough in the world. It's not the driest either. Why it's not doing this? All right. Looking all right. It's looking pretty good. It is a little bit on the wet side, but that's no big deal because the flour that we're going to use to knead it's going to be on a cookie sheet, or not cookie sheet. I'm sorry, a cutting board. Cookie sheet. You know what? I don't know if this is going to be big enough. Maybe I'll just use this. Put some flour here. Can't give it a lot. And now you will be adding some flour just to keep it from sticking, and it will lengthen the life of your dough. But what you want to do is start folding it. Folding it, folding it, folding it. Back and forth. Some camera kittens, making sure. And this is where I break out the other butter. Put it in the freezer and just sprinkle little bits of frozen butter flakes, pack them in, and then fold. Press out, butter flakes. Paula, you taking notes? I hope so, because your biscuits are gonna be the best after this, bro, so trust me. Fold, rinse and repeat, y'all. You don't have to use all the butter. It's up to you. But you see how the dough is actually firming up and it's not as wet, and it's actually acting like more like dough. That's from the flour that we put on down here, just to keep it from sticking to the pan or the cutting board, whichever one you decide to use. I'm trying to make sure the camera is going to see this. Good. I'm glad. Because this technique, to tell you the truth, is how you can make biscuits, but it's also the same way you make croissants. Adding the butter flakes to the dough and then folding it is exactly how they make croissants. And I'm going to need a little bit more butter or more flour on the. It's starting to stick. Don't want stick. I want knead. And you can fold it as many times as you want. A lot of people say that if you hold it too much, it brings a firm bread. I haven't seen that, to tell you the truth. But what I have seen are layers. I have seen layers. You can also see the layers here. I don't want to touch my camera with these hands. See how can you see almost the layers there? Don't be afraid to use more flour. Don't ever be afraid to use more flour. That just means more mass for you. And I think I'm good with the butter. Now I'm going to put up some flour here. All right. Here. Perfect. That's what I want right there. Take my gloves off. Now you should have ready either a sheet pan or a hotel pan or some sort of baking sheet pan, something flat for baking that you like to use. I always use these. And also some sort of a cutter. I just found this literally like yesterday because I thought about this video, and yeah, that is what you want. This is exactly what you want. It's a little bit wet right there, but I'll just knead them up. Take these away, bring this out. And voila. Thank God for editing. That was a nightmare. That's what you're looking at right here. It's what you want to see. That out. All right. Now, you will not stay clean doing this. I'm just letting you know. Anyway, this is about what you're wanting to see. Maybe a ½ inch to an inch thick. That one, the reverse one is the best. I mean, of course, they're all looking good, but they're all going to turn out really, really well. A lot of people will take like either egg white or butter and spread this on the top right now, which I sometimes do, but just for video's sake, I'm gonna spread melted butter on the top after they're done, so you can actually see what they look like after they've been baked. I have it at 425 right here, ready, with the fan off, because this is a convection, and we are going to be probably between 13 and 15 minutes, or until, of course, if you see my videos, if I smell it, I check it, and considering how powerful this oven is, I check often. All right. We will see you in 10 minutes or so. All right. Well, I can, like I said, I can start to smell this. So, and it's only been 10 minutes. I don't know if I showed the clock last time, but let's go see. And of course, my nose is never wrong. Look at those. Look at those. I was actually spending the 10 minutes cleaning up my my little work area. I haven't even melted my butter yet. Silly me. Well, let's get these out of the oven. I might as well use this. And give me just a second while I melt some butter. Those really look good. Give you a nice close-up on these things. How flaky they are. Really look good. See, Paulie, that's what they're supposed to look like. All right. A little bit of melted butter here. Go right on the top. Oh, I can see that's about falling apart. It's awesome. See how it's moving? I don't know if the camera can see that movement. Now, folks, you don't have to make it buttermilk. I just did because I always do. You can use regular whole milk. It doesn't hurt anything. I mean, I like the tanginess of the vinegar and the buttermilk. It does bring out the flavor of the biscuit, but like I said, by all means, you don't have to use it. Wow, these actually look really, really nice. Really nice. There you have it. The others over there. Biscuits. Buttermilk biscuits. Really easy, very simple. What was it? 4 ingredients? 3? 1? 0? Anyway, that's the way I make it at home. That's the way I make them here at work. Chris Paulie, thank you for the idea. I mean, I had to try it, and I'm glad I did. These look delicious. I'm about to chow down on these right now, and you know, I hope any of the technique that I showed you all, or Paulie, yourself, or anyone else out there, if it changes the way you cook, good. If not, keep cooking, keep smiling, have a great time, enjoy yourself. Thanks for the support. I'm Chris Bone. This is Meat Off the Bone and County Kitchen. Y'all take care.